The big noon kickoff game, Gus and Joel covering this one. Number 4 Texas at number 9 Michigan. Texas a 7-point favorite. Give me your key to the game and your score prediction on this.
Talk about a game where you just wish you could pick both teams to lose. Just,
yeah. You wouldn't hate Texas, would you? Like,
maybe just a little bit. I think Texas is going to win by 14 points. And I think, or more. And I think Michigan is going to end by the end of the season. Michigan's going to be more like bottom half of the top 25. And I think, Michigan still has a really good defense and really good defensive line. And so I think the key to the game is, how well Texas can move the ball and how well they can pass the ball. But I just think Texas has a lot more talent. And I think Michigan, I just have this sense, and it's totally not based on any data or any metrics or any player evaluations, but I just have this sense there's other stuff swirling around at Michigan. Harbaugh's not there anymore. They obviously still have a ton of talent. They're presumably not stealing signs, at least as well as they used to. And I think for all these reasons, I definitely think they lose to Texas. And I think they're going to end the season somewhere in like 15 to 25th in the top 25. That's what I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm on record. I think Michigan makes the playoff, although I am concerned after what I saw this past Saturday.
And they were slow out of the gate against Fresno State.
Yeah. Now Fresno is not a bad group of 5.
No. My co-host calls them Frez. Yes.
That's good.
I'm not sure it was his original thought, but maybe it was. Yeah.
That's the opposite of the Purdue. Instead of Purdue, it's Purdue.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Although I do like, it'll be an interesting game with them in Notre Dame next week. This is hard because I think the one place where Texas I have question marks with them is the interior of their lines, and that's where I think Michigan has a strength. Especially that defense.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I think but I agree with you in this regard. I think Will Johnson got caught a bit last week, just being a little like too aggressive, and he got burned a couple times against not as good receivers as he'll face this week against Texas. And I just don't think the quarterback situation, like, I think they would love to have Cade McNamara right now. I don't mean that facetiously. Like, I think, and Davis Warren's a great story, right? Like he had leukemia, beat leukemia. Now he's the starting quarterback for Michigan. But I think if you talk to Michigan officials, they wanted Alex Orji to win the job, and he didn't. He couldn't. And to me, that just screams this is a quarterback they don't necessarily trust. I think they trust him to be a game manager, but he can't run very well. I think Alex Orji is obviously a run threat that they'll have a package for. So I'm concerned about that. I think Donovan Edwards is just he's not Blake Corum.
Yeah.
And I think Khalil Mullings is going to be their bell cow, and I think he's good. But I think if you're counting on Donovan Edwards to be the bell cow back, who is the guy who makes you go, he's not that. Like, he doesn't have great vision, really good in space. But I think if you don't have a dynamic threat in the backfield, I think Texas is going to be able to hunker down and just kind of just sit on you.
Yeah.
So I think Texas wins. I've got 34-17. I think it'll be close at half.
Yeah.
But I think Texas does take over. don't be surprised if Michigan has a lead early in the second half. I think there's a possibility where like Mason Graham or Josiah Stewart makes a play, or even Will Johnson makes a play, maybe has a defensive score, and you're like, oh, like Michigan could do this. But I just think Texas has too much offensively, and I don't think they're going to be able to keep pace, and that's going to get them into trouble.